Hey everyone, it's Lisa, and today is Wednesday, and I thought I knew last night, I thought, well, tomorrow I'll have a chance to make a video, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. I thought about even, asking you guys for some questions, but then I thought, I don't know. So this morning I was getting dressed, and I knew I didn't have time to make a tutorial, but I was thinking about some different things, and as I was putting on these earrings, which I think are some of my favorite new things, that she's got some, or I've got some, they're from Sheila Fajl, of course, and I've got some that just have one little, hoop, but I like the ones with two. And to make this story complete, see how they're like, they're kind of sparkly. I don't know, they're textured so that the whole hoop is kind of sparkly. And I was thinking when I put these on, I love these. These remind me of some hoops that I had when I was in my 20s. And they were kind of like some wide hoops, and they kind of crisscrossed, and they were made of like this bumpy, sparkly material or metal. I think I had actually gotten them it was when New York and Company was Learner or whatever. And I just thought about, and I thought about this last time I said, this reminds me of something in my 20s. If you'll notice, I don't ever even think or say, this reminds me of something in my 30s. And that led to my thought process, and that is because my children were young and born in my 30s. Brooke was born in 2000 when I was 30, and Will was born in 2003, so I was 33. So throughout that period, I guess, I just was kind of focused on them. And then that led me to one of the questions that I get the most, which is, how do I feel inspired to get up every morning, put my makeup on, fix my hair, get dressed, and go? And so I thought I would kind of hit on those, kind of go together to me, because I think a lot of people that ask me that, you probably have small children. And I just don't think it's an even playing field. I think if you have small children, it's just harder, and it's just life. It's harder to, you're thinking about so many other things. You're just trying to survive most days. You're thinking of, what can I do with them tomorrow? And when it's the school year, you're thinking about getting up, getting everybody dressed, getting everybody fed, fixing lunches, and getting them to school on time. So I thought today I would just give you some tips on what I did when I was in my 30s, and different things I did to kind of get through it and still. And I started YouTube when I was, I think, 38, because I'm getting ready to turn 45, and I think I was 38, getting ready to turn 39. And I was just kind of coming out of that, and you can see it. You can see it when you look at my videos in the beginning up until now. You can see I was heavier. I was probably not as good at wearing things. I've always loved makeup. I've always loved clothes. But, I think as probably YouTube went on, and as I got older, and the internet, and so many more things to learn, I've gotten better and better at dressing for my body type, and my makeup, and my hair, and stuff like that. Which I think what really makes you pretty is the joy inside, and a smile. And I think I was very, very joyful during that time. So I don't feel like I looked ugly during that time, because I feel like I was happy. And I feel like, I did the best I could. So, and that is, I guess, my tip number one is, don't beat yourself up. If you don't feel like, wearing high heels, it's impossible to wear the heels that I wear now when you have small children, because I remember getting out at Chick-fil-A to go play in that, a lot of us moms would get together. Like, I remember we'd go to dance. This is when Will was a baby in the carrier. We would go to Brooke's dance, and then a bunch of us moms would go meet at a Chick-fil-A afterwards and let the girls play in the little jungle gym thing. Well, I had to carry that big heavy thing around and keep up with Brooke. And she wasn't really a runner, but she was 3 when I did that. And you know how 3s are. I think 3s are way worse than 2s. And so I had to be able to wear something that I could, just run if I needed to. And I had to be stable. So I can remember what I wore mostly for shoes in my 30s, when I think about, you know, I'm a summertime girl, so that's what comes to mind. I remember wearing either my flip-flops, and back then I wore some, they're not that pretty, I don't know what, they're just comfortable. They were the Reef Mick Fanning flip-flops, and I wore the black and white ones, and they were just really, really super comfortable, and I would wear them right with a dress if I needed to, or I would wear them with, you know, like, I've always liked palazzo pants and tank tops and stuff like that, so I think I wore a lot of that back then. But my main thing that I wore from day to day, going to birthday parties, going to recitals, all those things that you have to get just a little bit dressed up, that was back, John's parents were alive back then, and we went to see them every other weekend. And I always tried to, you know, dress up a little bit to go see them. So what I would do is, in the beginning of the summer, I would just be on a mission to find some dresses, usually cotton style dresses, like New York and Company would be a good one. New York and Company, Gap, Old Navy. Old Navy was a staple of mine through pregnancy and the early years, and I would get a lot of the kids' little cotton clothes and stuff from Old Navy and Gap also. Brooke wore Gap, and Brooke and Will especially still, he's got a Gap shirt on today. I love Gap for kids because it's soft cotton clothes, but it all looks good, and it's just medium price range. It's a good one, I think. So I would find some dresses, and they could be maxi dresses or regular dresses, and if I found something that I liked, kind of like I do now, I would buy it in every color. And that way I would have, even if I wore the same thing, at least I would have plenty of stuff to choose from. And then I would do the same thing with shoes. That one year that the Croc, I don't know if you guys, I ended up selling them, and I could kind of, I probably wouldn't wear them now, but anyway, they were the Croc wedges. And the first pair I bought were at the Croc store in Myrtle Beach. And the first ones I bought were the silvery gray ones with the lavender on the inside, and I loved them so much. They were comfortable, they were waterproof, I could just spray them off and clean them up, and they were a good heel. So I ended up buying those in the pink and the black, and I lived in those for like 3 summers with my dresses. And then another summer, this was probably, I think Will was, I can remember this is when I was sewing, because see, I would sew, and then to deliver things and to go put window treatments in and stuff, I would try to dress up. And I can remember one year loving the little, I got a bunch of them from Old Navy, and I think I got some from like JCPenney's and Belk's, but the skirts that usually they had elastic waist, and they kind of, not pleated, but just like a circle skirt. They would kind of flare and just real feminine and bounce out, and they would go to your knees, so they would hide any leg, thigh issues. And then I would wear a tank top, and I would just get every color, either tank top or a cap sleeve t-shirt. I would go and get like white, black, gray, pink, all the colors that would go with these skirts. And I believe my skirts were floral. I think I might even still, I don't know if I still have one or if I got rid of all of those, but they were a silky material, just real feminine, and I would wear those. And that year I got the Sketcher. They were a high heel flip-flop, and the strap was like a clear plastic, and then they had like a big crystal flower on the toe. So they were still a heel, so they still made you look, you know, your body shape looked good and your legs looked good, but they were comfortable, and I was able to clean them, you know, just because you're going to the playground, you're just doing so many different things, you know, because I was in a bunch of those, Mommy and Me. I did that one where once a week we would have like a little mommy's outing, like for 3 hours, and the moms would take turns watching the kids at the church and stuff like that. So, you know, and I always wanted to look good, but I had to be practical. So that's what my biggest advice would be, find some things that you feel good in. Now all of us, I know all of you don't like dresses and skirts and stuff, so find a pair of shorts that you really like. I know Target has, and that's another place I used to shop a lot, or even Walmart. I can remember one year finding, dresses at Walmart, and they were these real cute, like the Empire waistline dresses with spaghetti straps, and they went past my knees, and I bought it, the purple one, the black one. I mean, it doesn't really matter where you get it from if it looks good on you. And I think I kind of like the challenge, you know. Forever 21, I love going in there and seeing if I can find something awesome, you know, for a good price. And I think it's more creative when you do that, when you mix up some different things. So that's what I would say, is decide what you feel best in, because that is what makes you attractive. It's what makes you attractive to men, to women, is that feeling of confidence, of being comfortable. You know, you don't want to be fidgeting with your clothes all day because you've got to take care of your children. And, you know, get some jewelry pieces that you like. I can remember having a long black and turquoise necklace that I found at Forever 21 that I loved, that I would wear with everything. You know, something that's easy. You know, like I just put this on and I fidgeted with this for 10 minutes trying to, you know, put the clasp on. Find something that's easy to put on over your neck. Easy, big hoop earrings, like some Sheila Fajl hoops would be perfect, because that's something that goes with everything. And, you know, paint your nails. Take time to go get your nails painted, or if you don't have time, or you don't want to spend the money, which I totally understand, you know, paint your nails a pretty color. Like I can remember my staples were strawberry margarita, Cajun shrimp, I'm Not Really a Waitress, Dutch tulips, and I think Tutti Frutti Tonga and Tickle My Francie. I think those OPI colors were my staple colors that I wore during that time. And that gave me all the different colors, you know, to wear. And OPI bubble bath and stuff like that. The kids are here if you hear them. They're down there talking. Will's talking about movies. But anyway, so that's another thing. And perfume. Find a good scent. I know for a long time when my babies were small, I didn't wear perfume because I didn't want to get so much on them. Is find some scents that weren't too strong, that most everyone would like, and wear that. And sometimes I would even just spray my legs so that, you know, I would still have that, or, you know, spray up under my skirt, you know, like over my knees and stuff. That way I would still have that fragrance and still feel pretty and have that scent, but when I held the children and stuff, I wasn't getting it all over them. And so just little things like that. Just put some thought into it, and whatever your problem is, you know, that you don't like, then I can remember not wearing, you know, bright lipsticks, because when you're picking up babies and stuff, you don't want to get it all over them. And so I would just wear lip gloss. I can remember Bonnie Bell, what is that one? Vanilla Swirl. That was just one I went through tube after tube. And then I can remember getting into the Bobbi Brown a little bit more and wearing some of the Bobbi Brown lip glosses and stuff. So, and as far as makeup, I can remember clearly, I can remember taking Brooke to ballet and having to get her, you know, having to make sure she had a nap, and then getting her up and getting her ready. And I think I was pregnant with Will, this memory, I was pregnant with Will, and Brooke had just started ballet, and she was a little stinker. I have to show you one of my favorite pictures that I took of her. She was, I've had it blown up on canvas, and it's in her room, so I'll take a picture of it to put it into this video. But she was a stinker, and she, at that time, was still in pull-ups. She was potty trained, but not enough to, she still wanted to wear pull-ups. And I can remember she loved pull-ups because she could slide down the slide better in her dresses. But, so I can remember just, it was all I could do to get there on time. So what I would do is do my face makeup and my lips, and some days I would just not wear any eye makeup at all. And that was, I remember, in the summer, so I had a little bit of a tan, and I just had to go with it. You know, would I look better with eye makeup on? Of course, but I just did the best I could. And so, and I would try to wear a dress and some pretty shoes, and I had my fingernails painted and my lip gloss on, and, you know, I felt good enough. So that, you know, is the tips that I can give. And just don't be hard on yourself. You know, the children are just, the first year is really unfair. I mean, how much your baby grows and just, you know, progresses in that first year is just, I could cry. I mean, it makes you want to have baby after baby, because you can just not appreciate them enough every day. And I was a stay-at-home mom, so I mean, I was there every day, but still they just grow up so fast. And then before you know it, they're in preschool, and it's just, you know, it's just over before you know it. And right now I would give anything. I would give up every high heel and every bit of makeup and everything to have them little again, but they're not. And I you know, appreciate the times now. Like today, Brooke's going off with a couple of friends and her mom to go shopping and do stuff like that, and it's going to be Will and I'm going to be able to wear my heels because I'm not worried about him running off. And so I do appreciate it now. And so that's another thing. Just know that that time is coming. You're not doomed forever to never get to dress up. And you know, just appreciate the time that they're young and try to find some good, I know Skechers makes all kinds of good high heel flip-flops. And what other, just any of those good brands that, you know, you want to be comfortable and you want to get just a little bit of a heel. You know, take time for yourself at night to, while you're watching YouTube or while you're watching TV or while you're talking to your husband, which is, you know, a really good point to, you know, really try to keep that magic alive with your husband. And you know, if you know he likes you to wear so and so, it's my opinion, I know a lot of people won't agree with this, but I enjoy dressing and wearing things that John likes, and that makes me happy, and it makes me feel pretty, and then it makes him happy, and it just creates that happy atmosphere. And I've been reading a book that I'm going to probably, when I finish it, I'll probably tell you some things that I've learned out of it, that it's some things that I agree with too, and some things that I even forgot. And but anyway, that was one of the things, is one of the most important things you can do for your husband is just to listen to him, ask him how his day was, and then let him ask you how your day was. You know, don't, as soon as he gets home, bombard him with every, you know, accident in the floor that happened or anything like that, because then that creates a kind of a negative atmosphere. You want to just keep everything positive, and it will keep you positive. It really works. I can remember, I've told you this before, but you know, my dad always worked and my mom stayed home with us, and I can remember her saying, you know, your daddy's on his way home. And you know, we would get so happy, and my dad, we'd run to the door. I could hear his truck coming down the road because he always drove like a diesel truck, and you could hear it coming down the road. And we would go to the door and let him in. My mom would, you know, rebrush her hair and put her hair, she always wore her hair up in like barrettes, and she would, you know, freshen up her lipstick. And you know, we were so happy for my dad to get home. And I know that meant so much to him. I know it did, because if he was running late, my dad always had his own business, so sometimes he would be running late, dinner would be ready, but we would wait for him. And if it was going to be a long time, my mom would give us a snack to help us wait, but we would wait for dinner to sit with my dad and talk to him, and for him to ask us, I mean, he would ask us little stuff, like I can remember him always asking, would you eat for lunch today at school? And you know, well, did you talk to so-and-so? You know, it's the same thing he does now when I go over there. He'll ask me how things are, and you know, I'm that little girl all over again. And so I just think creating a positive atmosphere will just make you feel positive, make you feel pretty, make you want to get dressed up. And you know, so how long, oh, I've been talking 18 minutes, so I got a little bit left. Another thing I wanted to hit on is, if you are not going anywhere, and say you're a stay-at-home mom when they're little, and I was just petrified to take Brooke anywhere, because she was one of those babies that would just cry. If she was hungry, there was hardly any warning. It was just screaming. And so I would have to leave. I can remember leaving my buggy full at Walmart one time. I think she threw a fit that time because I wouldn't get her some kind of slippers. The slippers with the stuffed animal head. And she asked me today, why didn't you? And it was because she threw such a fit, I couldn't. You couldn't, you know, you can't back down once they start that. And I mean, I can just remember having to leave my buggy full of stuff, you know, when they were crying. And so, you know, during those times I would stay home a lot, but I wanted to wear something. I wanted to get dressed. I didn't want to just hang around in my nightgown all day or whatever, you know, ugly sweatpants. So what I would do is find a pair of sweatpants that I liked, like either at Victoria's Secret or Old Navy or somewhere, or palazzo pants or something like that. And again, buy them in every color. Then I would go buy a bra that I liked, even if it was one bra, and I would buy some tank tops or t-shirts. And so every day, just get up, put that on, wash my face, put on minimal makeup and some lip gloss. And that way I could, you know, I would take them for a stroller ride around. I had a jogging stroller. And we would go, you know, I would either go walk the loop with them or just around the neighborhood. And you feel like you can answer the door, you're decent, you know. And I wore my hair up in a ponytail a lot back then. And those clips, like I do now, my hair's just getting to the length that I can just throw it up in those clips real easy. I used to live in those clips. And, you know, what other tips can I give? You know, get yourself a pretty pair of flip-flops. Keep your toenails painted. You know, just little things like that will make you feel kind of fancy and dressed up and make you still feel like you got a little bit of yourself left. But the main thing is, you know, being a mom is such a special gift and just I think a privilege and just the most important thing. And I do think that if you are happy and joyful, that comes through to your children. I mean, I just know it does. And I think it's important to be happy around your kids. I hate it when I'm at like Target or the grocery store and I hear a mom talking to her child or children and she's kind of, you can tell she's probably had a bad day and she's not really being mean, but she's just snippy with them and they're just so happy. You know, you don't want to be that way. You want to be pleasant. I mean, they're your gift, you know, and so I just think that all those things, you know, keep it together. And you know, as they get older, well, then you can start, you know, putting on a little bit more makeup in the mornings before you take them to school. I can remember in the beginning just being able to throw my hair up, but you know, having those things to throw on real quick, like a dress or a skirt. In the wintertime, having my Uggs and my good sweatpants and some cool sweatshirts to throw on, that always made me feel better. And I would just throw on, you know, and I would keep lip gloss in my car. I can remember those Jane Ardell. That's another one I wore all the time. The Jane Ardell lip glosses in Candied Rose, Pink Candy, and Cotton Candy. They were my favorites, and I kept those in the car. And they were kind of conditioning too. And so, you know, I'd be in a hurry, put that car carrier in, run around, and then, you know, at a stoplight, put my lip gloss on. So just different things like that. Just try to be creative. And I think that really helps. So I hope that helps a little bit, and please ask me any questions because I love this subject. I love being able to help someone, because I can remember people asking me, like other moms ask me, how did you have time to do so and so, you know? And I can remember always loving to help them. Or if they ask me, where'd you get those shoes, I've always been one to like to share, you know, or look at these shoes I got, they're so comfortable but they still have a heel. You know, so ask me any questions. And I'm going to do a quick outfit of the day. John and I are going out for dinner tonight, and Will may go with us. It depends on when Brooke gets back. But we're going with some friends. It's a friend of his from work, and actually his son. So I'll be the only girl, but that's still fun. And so I'm going to do a quick outfit. Today I can get my whole body in. I panned it out much further, so let's see. Today I'm wearing one of those dresses that I love from Nordstrom. It's like the black one I wore a couple weeks ago, and I will put the link down below. I hope they've still got some. And they had a navy blue one, and if they still have it, I think I'm going to order it because I love it so much. It's got a real pretty, well, you guys can see how the back is, how it's got that string so it keeps it up on your shoulders. And these are probably my favorite shoes of the summer. They're my Michael Kors Annabelle platforms, and I just love them. And so this is it for today. For accessories, I have on my Paris ring that a bunch of you guys got, and I don't even know if I have any more left, but I did get a big box of stuff yesterday. Some I have not even put on my website. I gotta show you this necklace. It's like a lariat type necklace. Isn't that beautiful? I told her I love that. It's so sexy. I love it. So I'm gonna be putting some more stuff on there that she got, like some little necklaces that match the Envy earrings and stuff like that. And then I've got on these hoops, I cannot remember the name right now, but I will put the link to them and the name like right here. But I love these. They're very light and sparkly. I love it. And then the same necklace that I wore the other day, the rose gold Lucia necklace. And then I put my bar necklace back on from In God We Trust and Oliver. And oh, my nails, look at my nails. I hope you can see them. I last night got fancy and put on, I wanted to, it was hard for me not to put on Funny Bunny. Again, I'd had it on for a solid week, but I ended up putting on Alpine Snow, and then Brooke got this glitter polish one day she was with John. It's the Wet n Wild Mega Rocks Glitter Nail Color, and the color is 494B. And she has been wearing this over so many things, and to get it off, we've just been doing the putting the pads, the wet pads on there with the tin foil and the makeup remover, and it comes right off. So I did, I hope you can see it, I did the glitter over the white, and I love it because I feel like it's kind of funky and fancy, but it'll go with everything, and I don't think I'll get sick of it, because when you do this, you want to be able to keep it on a while because it's going to be hard to take off. So I love it. I love it. I bet it would look pretty over Funny Bunny too. So I think that's it. I hope this was somewhat helpful, and let me know if you like these kind of videos. I know, you know, when you start giving your opinion and stuff like that, it gets polarizing. I mean, some people don't feel like I do, and I don't want to run anybody off or offend anybody or hurt anybody's feelings, but this is what I love. I love giving things that have made me happy. I love to tell other people, you know, things that how I feel, but sometimes that gets, you know, anytime you get into your opinion, we're all different. So let me know if you like these types of videos, because this is what I really like. You know, I like to talk anyway. So I hope you guys have a good day, and I will see you on Friday. Bye-bye.